Have you ever wanted to ask a question, but your hand feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds? You look around. Everyone else is nodding. Everyone else looks smart. Your brain tells you, if I raise my hand, they will laugh at me. I will look stupid. Today's story is about a young man who was drowning in confusion until someone else was brave enough to stop the room. Let's listen to The Heavy Hand. Meet Omar. Omar is 24 years old. He recently started a new job at a logistics company in the city. Today, the company is having a big training seminar. They are learning how to use a brand new computer software. Omar is sitting in a large, bright room. There are 30 other workers in the room. At the front of the room is the expert. The expert is a man in a sharp blue suit. He is clicking through a PowerPoint presentation very fast. The expert is talking very quickly. He uses big, complicated words. So, when the data moves to the cloud server, you just bypass the mainframe and optimize the algorithm, the expert says confidently. Omar stares at the screen. He is completely lost. He doesn't know what a mainframe is. He doesn't know how to optimize. He looks at his blank notebook. He has written nothing because he understands nothing. His stomach feels tight. I am going to fail this job, Omar thinks. Omar looks around the room. He looks at the young woman sitting in front of him. She is typing quickly on her laptop. Type, type, type. He looks at the man across the room. The man is nodding his head. Ah, yes, the algorithm, the man whispers. Omar makes a dangerous assumption. He thinks, everyone else understands, everyone else is smart. I am the only stupid person in this room. This is the illusion. Omar believes a story in his head that is not true. The expert stops. Does anyone have any questions? Asks the expert. Is everything perfectly clear? Omar knows he needs to ask a question. He must ask a question or he will not be able to do his job tomorrow. He tells his right arm to move. Raise your hand, Omar, his brain says. But his hand is heavy. The fear of judgment is like a heavy chain on his arm. Omar thinks, if I ask what a mainframe is, they will all turn around. They will laugh. The expert will think I'm a bad worker. Omar keeps his hand down. He stays silent. Sitting right next to Omar is a woman named Grace. Grace is 55 years old. She has silver hair and wears warm, friendly glasses. She has worked at the company for 10 years. Okay then, says the expert. Since there are no questions, let's move to the next complex topic. Suddenly, Grace moves. She does not look nervous. She does not look afraid. Grace raises her hand high in the air. The expert stops. Yes, Grace? Omar looks at Grace. He is terrified for her. Grace clears her throat. Excuse me, Grace says loudly. Can you go back to the previous slide? I am completely lost. I have no idea what you are talking about. Omar gasps quietly. Did she really just say that? Grace continues. What is a mainframe and why are we optimizing it? Please speak in plain English. We are not computer scientists. Omar holds his breath. He waits for the room to laugh at Grace. He waits for the expert to be angry, but nobody laughs. Instead, a magical thing happens. The young woman in front of Omar stops typing. She exhales loudly. Ah, thank goodness, she whispers. The man who was nodding suddenly raises his hand too. Yes, the man says, I was also very confused. Please explain it again. Omar looks around. The illusion is broken. Nobody understood the expert. They were all just pretending. The expert looks at the class. His face turns a little bit red. Oh, I guess I was speaking too fast. Let me make it simpler. The expert goes back to the beginning. He draws a simple picture on the whiteboard. He uses normal, easy words. Suddenly, the complex software makes sense. Omar smiles. He picks up his pen. He finally starts writing in his notebook. He understands. When the seminar is finished, Omar packs his bag. He turns to Grace. Grace, Thank you for asking that question. I was so confused, but I was too afraid to raise my hand. I thought everyone else knew the answer. Grace smiles her warm smile. She puts her glasses in her bag. Omar, let me tell you a secret. In every room, if you are confused, at least 5 other people are confused too. They are just too scared to admit it. Grace looks at Omar. When I was your age, my hand was heavy too. I stayed quiet because I wanted to look smart. But then I learned a rule. I'd rather look foolish for 5 minutes than stay foolish forever. When you ask a question, you might feel silly for a moment, but then you learn the answer, and you are never foolish again. Asking questions is not a weakness, Omar. It is a superpower. Omar nods. He feels a great weight lift off his shoulders. The next day, in a different meeting, Omar doesn't understand a report. His hand does not feel heavy. He raises it high in the air. My friends, are you sitting in an English class right now pretending you understand the grammar? Are you nodding your head while your teacher speaks, but inside you are completely lost? You are not alone. The person sitting next to you is probably confused too. We build a prison of silence because we want to look perfect. Break the illusion. Have the courage to raise your hand. Have the courage to say, I don't understand. It is better to look foolish for 5 minutes than to stay foolish forever. Thank you for watching The Heavy Hand. Ask a question today.